I want to get you on UK politics now because Keir Starmer, the Labor Prime Minister of only 6 months, is in all sorts of strife, isn't he? Immigration seems to be one of his biggest issues and he's promising to get tough on that. We hear that a lot from the left and they never deliver. But there's also this petition out to try and have a fresh election to get rid of him already. Tell us about just the climate there at the moment and how he's coping.
Well, that's right, Chris. There was this petition. There's nearly 3 million signatures calling for another election. But he has had a really shocking start since he took office in July. He's had the party scandals, the spending scandals, the freebies that he's been getting.
Yeah.
He just had a minister last week. She got sacked because she had reported a phone stolen, which turned out wasn't stolen. So he's had issues with his own staff. There's been a whole range of problems here. He's had a really bad start. And people, when I'm talking to them every day out in the street, I'm asking them what is their concern. And there's two things that stick out for me, Chris. It's migration and cost of living, which is very similar to what you have back there in Australia.
Exactly. The same issues will be big in our election next year. Now, speaking of what the people in the street are saying, you talk to them about Australia's social media laws. This has been big news around the world to limit social media for 16-year-olds and under. And here's what some of the POMs had to say to Sophie on the streets of London.
There's a good and bad in everything. It's how it's used.
I think it's a great idea, but I'm not sure that it would be easy to carry out.
It's the parents' choice. It's the parents' responsibility. Parents need to take control of the children, and they need to be one in charge of what the children can view and what they can't.
If I go onto something, I can ask them if I'm allowed on it.
Interesting stuff, Sophie, because everybody sort of agrees with the outcome here. Everyone wants the same outcome, but we're really a guinea pig for the rest of the world on this stuff now.
Absolutely, Chris. And it really was a divide. A lot of people supporting it here in the UK, saying it's good that there's a ban for under 16. Others saying, no, it's up to the parents' choice. I spoke to one parent here, Ellen Room, whose son actually died in what she believes was an online challenge that went wrong. He was 14 years old. He died 2 years ago. She's trying to access what he was viewing in the lead up to his death, and she cannot get that information from the tech companies. So there are big issues here with social media usage in the UK and beyond through Europe, but there are a lot of people watching Australia closely and in support of the move that they have made.
Yeah, and presumably the social media companies would have that information. It's just about whether or not they're prepared to share it. So it's a fascinating issue. Thanks for joining us, Sophie. Great stuff. Sophie Elsworth there, kicking goals already in the UK for News Corp.